Begin with breaking news out of Santa Barbara. A water main break this morning has created a ton of issues for residents and drivers. It all started when a pipe broke near the intersection of Valario and Arriaga. Water flooding streets all the way down to Carrillo. You can see the map right here. And then a sinkhole opening up early this morning, swallowing that car. News Channel 3 senior reporter John Palmentary live at one of the affected streets. And John, the cleanup is a messy one.
It is a mess today. We're up to our feet in mud, and we're on Carrillo Street, and we're near Anapamu, and this has been isolated as the problem area for a 1924 era pipeline. A 12-inch cast iron pipe burst. Let's take a look at the work that the Santa Barbara Public Works Department is doing right now. You can see the hole there behind that big piece of heavy equipment, and they've dug it out, and they've got down in there to start replacing it. Rolling back the hands of time, it was 3 a.m. this morning where this line broke, and residents started hearing the water flow and calling the police and the Public Works emergency crews out. What happened was a car that was parked there was flooded, and that is the only casualty of sorts in this. They towed some other cars out of the way quickly so they would not have much in the way of trouble. That caused problems over on Victoria Street. A secondary problem happened where the line at Victoria goes under Highway 101, and it started to burst and started flooding the freeway. Caltrans has recycled water lines there, and then they started to fail on the freeway as well. So we had 3 different incidents going on at one time, all over the course of essentially between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. The morning drive was just a mess. Traffic was backed up. We lost a lane on the freeway. The highway patrol had to close it off, and Caltrans was there. City Public Works officials were moving around with special tools to try and shut down the water where they could. It was not that easy to isolate the lines because as you turn valves off, you have to then let it drain and figure out if you've got the right one that affected the area that's flooded. Back here live on Carrillo Street, the crews say this is going to be a long-term project. They'll be here all day. Earlier this morning, they said it'd be an 8 to 12-hour project here, but now we also know that there's a secondary location over on Victoria Street. They have maps out on that line as well. This line dates back to 1924. The one on Victoria Street goes back to 1914, but it may have had some upgrades in recent years. And now we also have the Caltrans issue on the freeway and also some secondary problems with the water runoff down by Carrillo. So multiple locations. It looks like maybe 9 addresses and 2 apartment buildings are without water right now. We're going to check on that. But it's a muddy mess in Santa Barbara, and I have been on this street in the last couple of months for another water main break as well. There's some problems under the surface. Reporting live, I'm John Palmentary, News Channel 3.
All right, John, a lot of old infrastructure in Santa Barbara. We'll have to see what leaders can do about it to try to fix it. Well, Governor Jerry